Well, howdy, folks. Old Dan here with you again. Going to do another little video for you. This is something that's a true story that happened with me, several years ago. I'd say probably 18, 19 years ago. And I'll just title it, The Preacher Buys a Car. Well, this is a story about the day that the preacher came to buy a car when I was selling, and it didn't go well. Old preacher came in one afternoon. It was hot. It was August. It was 105. He comes into the dealership, walks in there like he owns the place, says he wants to buy a car. I said, well, I'm your man. I'll help you out. So we go to look at the cars. And now he drags me around the lot to every single car out there. And like I said, it's 105 in August in Texas with humidity. That's not pleasant. So all the while, he's gaining information and I'm getting aggravated. Anyway, we finally decided on a car he wanted to buy. So we go back in the building and I started doing my paperwork. And the whole time we've been running around that car lot, he's been telling me this same old sad story. Now, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and you're going to do this and you're not going to do that. We're not playing games. I want your best price. That's all I want. And I'll buy it if I want it. And, you know the whole story. If you ever sold cars before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, we got in the building and started putting information down on a piece of paper. I asked him his name and address and, all that good stuff. And I asked him for his social security number. And he said, well, what do you want that for? I said, well, I got to pull up your credit so that we can see what kind of rate we can get you. And we'll be able to give you your payment range. My credit's good. Now, folks, I don't know if you ever just instantaneously, immediately knew a lie when you heard it, but I knew this man was lying. Something about the way he said it, I just thought to myself, I bet you can't buy smoke off a barbecue. I bet you can't finance cheese on a Big Mac. And I was right. I finally convinced him that I needed the information. He gave it to me. I went over to the boss's office. We pulled his credit. And now, credit scores work like this. The higher your score, the better rate you're going to get on your financing. And the lower your score, the more chance you have that you're not going to get financed by any bank. But the lenders look at that number on there, on your score, and they make the decision based off of that. They start you off at 350. That's what, if you can spell your name on the application, they give you 350. This man had a 384. Basically, he had not paid anybody in his life. And I told the boss, I said, I'm going to run him off. He said, what are you going to do? And I said, just stand outside your office here and listen, and you'll see. But I'm going to run him off. I'm going to get rid of him. I'll get me a real customer. So I go back over, and I sat down, and I said, you told me you was a preacher. Is that right? You're a preacher? And he said, yes, sir. I've been a preacher for I don't know how many years it was. And I said, well, if you're a preacher, I bet you know Jesus, don't you? He said, I sure do. And I said, well, great. You're going to need him to co-sign for you, because otherwise you ain't getting no car today. He took exception to that and didn't like it at all. He said, where's your boss? I said, he's the one sitting over there against the glass, leaning up against that glass, laughing at you, because he heard what I just said. So have a nice day. And he left. I probably shouldn't have done that. That was mean of me. But, it's 105 degrees in August with humidity in Texas. Ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Y'all have a great day. I have.